Hi, I'm Tam Wrigley and welcome to Conversations with Women. In the final episode of this series, we talk about sex, love and relationships. This is going to get very interesting. Wow, it's been such a great day. 5 amazing women from 5 generations. Oh my God. It just popped itself.
Doesn't matter here.
Oh, it must be male. It prematurely ejaculated.
And that brings us to our topic.
Speaking of which, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about
So in light of our popping the cork, tonight's subject is all about sex. So one generation to the next, what's the norm now for the 20 plus?
I would say even younger is just do it.
Really?
Yeah, no, people are like, whatever about it. Like I know of, 14, 15-year-olds who don't even care, they just...
14 and 15-year-olds?
I might be exaggerating a little bit, but well, yeah, I would say so, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So carry their condoms and go for it or don't bother?
Around my friends, it's just like, pull out.
So aren't the girls like worried if they're not using protection about STDs, AIDS, all that sort of stuff?
Well, personally, I would be, but, go to the doctor, you have a checkup and you deal with it when the time comes, I guess. It's pretty...
After the event.
Is there enough, I guess in our age group, we were really taught heavily about, protection and STDs and, I think AIDS was a bit more predominant in our generation growing up.
Yeah.
Are we seeing a lot more, I guess, rise in diseases because people are so blasé about it now?
Yeah, it's on the rise
I
again,
don't
especially
know,
chlamydia.
to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're saying that people, with HIV, because, you don't actually die from it now, there's a lot of medication that people are actually...
Not caring.
Not as much, no. Because
I guess-
when we were young, was that fear factor that, it goes into full-blown AIDS and you die. But now, because they've got things to hold
It'll
it
be
at bay...
okay, I'll just take the pill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the stigma of if I catch something, I'll just take a tablet.
Well, I haven't been very promiscuous either. I went away for a weekend with my daughter and her girlfriend and her mother, and we're sitting in the room in the evening and they're saying, well, come on, let's play this game. We've been out for dinner, had a few drinks and whatever. And how many sexual partners have you had? My daughter goes, this many.
I
And
didn't want to tell you because you were sitting there.
well, she fessed up, but when I go 2, I was the lowest number, and there was a boyfriend, then my husband, and they're all going, oh, how boring.
Di, how old were you, if you don't mind?
Well, I had a boyfriend before my husband, and I was probably 16, 17.
But back then, though, you were marrying earlier and,
yes.
life started a lot earlier, didn't it?
Yeah. But it was very secret and, it wasn't talked about like some
this
do
one over
now.
So, Polly, when you lost your virginity, tell us about that whole experience.
I won't give too many details away,
No,
but
this is what we have to. You have to give lots of details away.
for me it was a relief and it was something that I wanted to get rid of, so to speak. And it was with someone that was a little bit older as well. So it's probably not my proudest moment, but it's something that I wanted to rip off like a Band-Aid.
Is that because did you feel like pressure from your girlfriends?
I felt like I wanted to get
it
it over and done with, and then I could move on to the next more serious.
Lisa, how about you?
I think, I felt there was a lot of hype around it and I kind of felt a bit let down, to be honest. I think, so inexperienced and fumbling, and I just went, I didn't think it was that good. They're like,
5.4 seconds of my life I'll never get back.
It was like so fast and over and done with, and I went, there's a bit of hype about this. And I think, it's, you need to be emotionally ready for it, I suppose, and then it grows with time and experience. But I remember the first time wasn't that good, no.
Was it with a partner that you'd been with for a while, or yeah? Okay.
Yeah, and I stayed with for quite a long time, and no reflection to him or anything, but it just, and we were both, it was both our first time, and I just couldn't work out what the hype was about. I got into the swing of things after that, but just that first 1 or 2 times, it wasn't that crash shot, really.
The guy I lost my virginity to, he was reasonably experienced. So I was pretty awkward about it. I'm pretty awkward when it comes to sex, probably.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think
In
it's
every sexual experience?
probably not every sexual experience, but I don't know. I think it's my defense mechanism. Like, I don't know, like after we did the deed, I high-fived. I was like,
High five.
all right, because we weren't together.
Did he know that he was taking your virginity?
Yeah, but then I didn't have sex for a whole year after that. It was almost a year to the...
Really?
Yeah.
Because it turned you off, or
No,
you
it
just
was
didn't bother?
a good experience.
Yeah.
Just, I think I learned that I can't separate the emotional from the sexual. And and I've learned a few times that I can't.
So, Lise, what sort of advice would you give your children coming into their sexual age?
Just to get through them that sex is a very special thing. It's a connection between two people, two consenting people. And if they're in a loving relationship, I don't think it's about age or making them feel bad or dirty about it. I think it's about them sitting down and both coming to a time where they both think that it's the right time. I'm a firm believer that in the back of a car is not always a good option in this day and age. I would personally know that they are at home and exploring sex and making it a beautiful thing than a wham bam thank you man behind a shed where some pervert pedophile could be watching them or in the back of a car. I think that's one thing that's changed a lot, and I think that if parents really look back and reflect on themselves, they often had sex at quite a young age. So I think that, you know, trying to stop two people from having sex, teenagers will do it anyway when they're ready. And I think it's nice.
Yeah, do you still think they're getting taught that it's a dirty thing?
Yeah, I did a lot of therapy with a lot of teenagers and, not that long ago. And the consensus was that, there is quite a few parents still out there that say, you know, you can't have sex until marriage, or you can't do this and you can't do that. Or they, you know, don't want to hear about it. And that's really not in my opinion, that's not quite the attitude, because
It's not healthy.
It's not
very
healthy
closed
because it's
attitude,
basically
isn't it?
saying to them, if you're in trouble or you do anything I don't want you to do, I'm not here for you. So then that brings in other things. If they're in trouble, if they're pregnant, if they've got an STD disease, or talking about contraception or buying condoms
They
for
won't come
them,
to you.
and they won't come to you. They'll go to someone else, and then parents get upset and say, why won't my child come to me? So it's about giving them that direction in a loving, supporting environment.
Do you think that people should wait till they're a bit older and a bit more mature because of that whole... that
Certainly
consequence?
older than 14 and 15.
Yeah,
I think so.
agree with that as well.
I think it's circumstances
old
too.
ladies.
It comes down to circumstances
Yeah,
and
I agree.
what's happening in that time of your life.
So thanks so much, ladies, for joining me today. And so thank you so much for sharing your beautiful stories. There's 5 generations of women here sharing their knowledge, and I think we've all learnt a lot today. And I just want to say cheers, and here's to the next series.
Yes.
That's an appropriate time to high five.